Let's talk about what has started today, goes to tomorrow, rolls into Saturday and Sunday. We're talking first round, first weekend, March Madness.
Yeah, wall-to-wall TV coverage.
Let's start. Louisville Cardinals played the early game against Creighton. It had the potential to be a massive shootout, but Creighton won the ball game. A little bit too much Ryan Kalkenbrenner, a little bit too much Stephen Ashworth. They're the ones that led the Blue Jays to a win. Creighton has gotten progressively better and better and better since the season moved on. It's not the same Creighton team that San Diego State beat early in the year. Tough loss for Louisville. They were in the game, but they lost Ryan Smith in the second half with an ankle injury. Louisville is out. Creighton moves on. Next game. Oh, this is going to be good. This is 8 versus 9, which is always a great matchup, even Steven basketball. Gonzaga, Georgia. Georgia's led by 6'11" Asanul, averaging almost 20 points per game. Does not get a lot of national ink. Guy can stroke it. Gonzaga's got Graham Ike, the center. Transfer, University of Wyoming, stayed in school an extra year. Didn't take any money anybody offered him, stayed loyal to the Zags. And they've also got Ryan Nimbrand. This team, by the way, is averaging, Zags are averaging 86 points per game. Next game, UCLA, Utah State. I guess the storyline here, Mick Cronin coached, cajoled, yelled, and screamed his team to a 22-9 record. It's been a really stormy year up at Pauley Pavilion. He's gotten them into the show, and they've gotten progressively better and better. They obviously have got the big man you got to pay attention to, Ade Mara. The big question is, do the guards at UCLA, who've been really streaky, do they show up and play against Georgia, against Utah State, and play well? And in terms of USU, I just don't think they have the firepower or the toughness to hang with everything that UCLA's got. But again, which UCLA team shows up? Notably, does Dylan Andrews show up and play well, because he has been on a roller coaster all year in the backcourt. They got 4 guards, but you never know who to trust on game-to-game basis at UCLA. So, John, you want to talk about, you saw Creighton take out Louisville. You want to talk about the Zags? Talk about the Bruins? Go ahead.
I just want a West Coast team to win March Madness. I mean, I think it's been since UCLA in the mid-90s since that's happened. And so, Gonzaga, UCLA, Utah State, man, make a run. I hear the Utah State coach is starting to get some offers to maybe go elsewhere. That might be the 4th year in a row they're going to be one and done with their coach. Yeah, but there are not that many Division I jobs that are open right now, unless guys starting to get fired after the first round of the tournament. Zags are really good. Mark Few is brilliant, but this is not typical Gonzaga basketball. They don't have the collection of great players they've had in the past, especially in the bigs department, but they're good. It'll be a great matchup. I mean, I will say this, Gonzaga plays everybody. They'll play anybody, anytime, anywhere. That's on their schedule. It's really, really impressive. So I'm fascinated to see the Zags versus a pretty good SEC team at the University of Georgia. Next group of games to pay attention to. Whoa, this is good. This is Kansas versus Arkansas. This doesn't get any better than this. This is Bill Self against John Calipari. Arkansas's got a great guard, Boogie Fland. He's a bit banged up. He is not going to start. He's going to come off the bench. Kansas is led by the Michigan transfer, Hunter Dickinson. This is a 4-year starter, a 7-foot guy. I'll tell you what, Kansas and what Bill Self has done, look at this schedule they played. I went back and checked this out. Kansas's non-conference schedule included North Carolina, Duke, all things Tom Izzo at Michigan State, Creighton, Houston, University of Arizona. That's non-conference. That's who Kansas played non-conference. Wow.
We wound up going 21-12. Arkansas's got Calipari. Arkansas's got a lot of athletes who run the floor, a whole pile of transfers. They were 20-13 in the SEC. There's just a game difference between Arkansas and Kansas. However, when Calipari's people played good teams in the SEC, John, they're only 3-6. So I'm not quite sure who Arkansas really is, but great coaching matchup, Calipari versus Bill Self. Marquette, New Mexico. Good game. Jake Smart, hell of a coach. And obviously, Richie Pitino done a great job in Albuquerque without a lot of resources. Great matchup. Cam Jones is averaging 20 points a game for Marquette. Donovan Dent. Boy, he's had a really nice couple years at New Mexico. And then the game is going to be fireworks is all things UConn. They're always angry at somebody, led by Dan Hurley, against Oklahoma, which can be good some nights, dangerous some nights, and then self-destruct some nights. That's going to be a weird game to pay attention to, because not only will Hurley have his team ready to play the Sooners, he's going to have them ready to fight with the referees, because that's what UConn has become. They beef and bitch about everything. So that's going to be a good game too. So that's this next round of games you got to pay attention to. Thursday's games, and those are Friday's games.
Yeah, I mean, I see that Razorback logo, and I think of Eric Musselman, and
Sure.
So he went to SC now. You know, he had built up Arkansas, did a great job there. I guess he went for the money, but he's not in the tournament this year. I've always liked that Kansas Jayhawk logo. It's kind of like the Baltimore Orioles logo in a way. You know, it's fun, and I've always enjoyed that. I'll be rooting for the Lobos. You know, I want to see the Mountain West do well, although I do like Marquette's uniforms. And yeah, it's going to be fun watching Dan Hurley out there. You know, my son graduated from Oklahoma, so I'll be rooting for the Sooners tonight.
It's going to be first round of games. There's going to be some shockers, I'm sure, somewhere along the way. So you're into NCAA basketball March Madness. We've kind of hit the hot button on San Diego State. Want you to salute UCSD, and we'll talk about some of the name games